Hi, welcome to Fuzzy Dragons. My name's Jen, and today I'm going to be working on my sketchbook again, because it's the only thing I can get to at the moment, because there's stuff in front of the closet full of art supplies, so I can't get to anything else really, like paint or anything like that, so I'm working on a sketchbook. That's what I'm doing at the moment. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be shading a circle, or a sphere in this case. We'll turn it into a sphere. So what you're going to need, an eraser, either something like this, where you can get little fine details if you want, or just a normal basic eraser that you might have laying around, one or the other. So and then you might need a blender thing or a tortillon, I really want to pronounce something like that. Or you need your fingers. Fingers work too. It's also all you got. And then you need a bunch of pencils, which you can either use if you've got. Use whatever pencils you got. That made a noise. You're using these, which are not expensive but not cheap either. But you don't need to use expensive pencils. You can just use whatever you get from, say, like the dollar store or pound store, wherever the hell you're from, But you can get like a pack of 12 for like £1.50 or $1.50, whatever you want, or more, whatever they are now. I don't know how much pencils cost now because I haven't needed to buy pencils for a while because I have a lot of pencils. So, like a lot of pencils. I used to use pencils. That's all I used to use was pencils. Pencils and paper. Now, you can use whatever paper you want. Now, I was just CNC blended. That's why that square is sort of blended. It's not finished. I probably won't finish it, but it got enough so I can figure out how to blend things. So what I need is I need a lighter pencil, not too dark, not too light, so mid-term. So if I find like we'll go with an HB. We'll see that, and it's sharp enough at the moment. It's kind of dull. It's better if it's sharp, but I don't have it sharpened at the moment, so we'll just do that. So the light is coming from this direction. I drew a sun. That's quite handy. You don't have to do that. Just sometimes though it's handy to have like where the light's coming from. So really, the light is just hitting like the top of the pencil here, the top of the sphere here, really. So not much. So the light's coming this way, so the darkest part would be down here. So just start filling it in. Now, I am going short strokes, kind of curved strokes to go with the way that the sphere would go. That's what you need to do, short strokes. Now with this one, I would do straight lines in the direction of it. This one, I would do kind of straight lines in the direction of the sun too, whatever the sun's hitting too. So instead of getting a triangle, turn it into a cone, great. But I'll probably just do this circle because eventually I'll do the other one for like my own practice and stuff like that. But for this, I'll probably just do circle. Now, I generally, when I first started, all I had was pencils. That's all I had, just cheap pencils and cheap paper, whatever was laying around the house that I could use to draw in. Or draw on, not in. Unless you draw it in a box. But, yeah, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put a base down. Now, I'm just kind of being very messy with this. I'm not being very neat with it. I should be neater than I am at the moment. But I tend not to be. I tend to draw stuff really loose and messy. And then eventually it'll come together to look right, we'll say. I was trying to think of the word there. My brain went like blank. Complete blank there. But yeah, so I will do some more shading of this. And I will be back with I don't know what. But yeah, so you need to do, like I said, just short lines. Just to get a basic layer down. Not too dark. Just a basic layer down. So, I put one layer down with the HB pencil. Right, and I took the little shader that I had. And I rubbed everything out. You just go over what you've got. Layer-wise. Whether it's pencil, charcoal. And then just kind of blend in the shape in the direction of what the shape is doing. Like, how else? I don't know how else to explain that. Besides showing, it's hard to explain. It's like, I know instinctually how to do it, but to explain how to do it, yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't do tutorials, because I don't know how to explain it well enough to make it worth being useful for people, we'll say. Yeah, maybe that. Because light's going this way, so the darkest part is just take your next grade of pencil or a darker pencil that you've got. And in this case, it's a 2B. And make a mark where the darkest part is going to be of your object. In this case, it's a sphere, and the lightest part's here, roughly, so I need the darkest part here, which is underneath where the light's coming. I'm not even gonna, apparently I'm not following where my light source is coming from. That's really, that's not the best. So we'll just make up a light source. So light's coming from this direction, kind of. We'll go with that. That it's kind of, yeah. So we'll go with that. We'll just make the light source up as we go along. Yeah, that's really helpful for people. Yeah, not really. But anyway, so marking the darkest part. which will get darker hopefully as time goes on, you know. But yeah, so take this pencil here now. You've got to mark the darkest part. Now put some more layers down with the same pencil that you've used to mark the darkest part. But go with lighter pressure. Don't go quite as dark as you did with when you marked up the darkest part there. So, and then just expand on what you did, but not quite as hard as pressure is the darkest part again, and just kind of blend it in with what you've already laid down. So light pressure, lots of little like marks, either little circles. People do use little circles. I could do too. You can go little circles. It fills up more space, and it can help with blending if you use like the circular motion, whether you're using graphite or colored pencil. You know, that works too. Actually, it works with anything, any kind of mark making thing. Pens works really well with pens actually, because you're making these little marks. But so you go, see, it's already starting to look kind of like a sphere rather than a circle, because you've marked your lightest part here, your darkest part here, and it kind of makes it obviously look 3D or whatever you want to call it, right? So I just fucked that up there, sort of, maybe. I can fix it because, you know, there's erasers. But yeah, so just keep lightly layering. You don't want to like death grip the pen or pencil so that it snaps or something. I've done that actually. I've actually broken a pencil because I usually have a death grip. I'm not holding on to it too hard at the moment, but I have broken pencils, and they're like, oh no, especially when it's like expensive colored pencils. You're like, oh no, it really sucks, and then you cry, and then you get water all over what you're working on, right? So yeah, so that's really can be done right now. And there's a sphere. That's kind of a, you know, quick little thing, but hey, it can be a quick little video. But yeah, so just build up with this pencil. So you're pretty much redoing what you did in the first layer, but with a darker pencil. Now, and you don't go, usually, unless I messed it up completely, you know, you don't go quite as high here. So like, see, you kind of just, you try to blend it in so it's not such a harsh line where the light would hit different places, right? He said, I don't do tutorials, and this is why, because I'm shit at it. You know, I better actually hands-on. Like, if you were in front of me, yeah, not a problem. I just let you make whatever marks, and then maybe, okay, you should be doing this instead, or help with doing that. But yeah, so you can see how it sort of looks like a sphere. Actually, I don't know how it looks on the video, and I just made the camera shake, so it kind of looks like a sphere on the video. Yes, so now, keep this pencil that you've just used out, because you will need it, but try to get a darker pencil. This is a 4B, and then same kind of, just repeat the same steps that you did before. Find the darkest part, use this pencil, and make some dark marks. Now this is a bit harder pressure, and you might be able to tell on camera, I'm pushing a little bit harder. Not much harder, but a bit harder. And then you just blend it in with circular motions or lines. You just kind of, you can do both, do anything, do whatever kind of line you want. Whatever works best for you, really. And I can move the sketchbooks. Make sure I'm still on screen. Yeah, I'm still on screen. So don't be afraid to move the sketchbook or whatever your piece of paper you're working on to make it easier for you to blend. Because even that's why I use boards, because it's handy on a board. You can just move the board, you know, that you're working on. When I'm working on something bigger, obviously you use a board because it's just easier. It really is. It really is easier. So take this back to this pencil grade for the one you just used. So I used a 4B, now I'm back to using that 2B, and just go over the marks again, and then blend it in, because you need to, this is about blending, building up layers, and layers, and layers of things. Now, what I could do, because I made that really dark, where's that? That's a 4B, 2B, it's HB, well, yeah, I can use that too, HB, so, oh, that's a bit too dark, shit. That's gonna stand out like a sore freaking thumb, that mark. It's gonna bug me till I'm, you know. But, oh, too much. That's okay though, I can kind of fix it. Maybe. See, that kind of fucked up the spherical look of it a little bit there. Yeah, there we go, maybe. Nah, it fucked that up as well. That's okay. But because I messed it up, I just go back and make some more marks darker than what they normally would be. But I need to actually put some more pencil lines up here because, oh, shit, I did it again! My hand jerked and I was like, crap. But yeah, so I'm just building up can't speak, Jen. Nothing new there. Just building up the lines and the values so the lights. Yeah, see, I've completely missed. Yeah, technically my light source should be like, well, yeah, maybe. Because it's not getting a lot of light. So maybe I'm instinctively following the right kind of light path. Maybe, who knows? I doubt it. It's not something just do it and it just automatically works. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I usually fuck things up more than anything. But the best thing about being an artist, you can say I did it on purpose. It was supposed to be like that. It was supposed to look like that. So if you fuck up, just say that. Just say, I fucked up. And don't say you fucked up. Just say, I meant to do that. It's supposed to look like that. Or the whole couple thing. What do you think it means by that? I hate that when people say, when you look at abstract work, people ask you, what is this abstract piece? What do you think it means for you? What does it mean to you? I don't fucking know. It's a red square on a blank canvas. What the hell is it supposed to mean? You tell me, you're the artist. That you can't make. You just make up some bullshit. Which, I hated filling out, like, artist statements and stuff that we had to do for pieces that we did. I just was like, this is so pretentious, and I was like, really? I think that's what bothered me the most about it. Artist statements are so bloody pretentious. Yeah, I think I have one on my website, but I can't remember if it's... I can't even remember what it is. I might have to change it, because it's probably really out of date. But more like, because I need to actually use my website more, but I don't for some stupid reason. I really should use it more, even if it's just like a placeholder filler. Maybe I'll do that after this. So I'll go and relook at my website and stuff like that. Like the fuzzydragons.com. Is it fuzzydragons.com? I think it is. I can't remember. I really can't remember which it is. I think it's fuzzydragons.com. I can't remember my own website. I'll put in the doobly-doo thingy down if I remember what it is. It's probably my Linktree thing. But yeah, so I'm just building up layers. Like I said, it's like this. Building up layers. And... the thing is, if you go too dark with colored pencils, with graphite, as long as you haven't, like, masked into the paper, you tend to be able to fix it up, whether with, an eraser, or electric eraser, or a normal electric eraser, whichever one you have. But yeah, so it's just about pretty much building up lines in the direction of your light source, which, like I said, I'm just making up right now. It's not what it should be. It really isn't what it should be. What does it look like on camera? It looks like a round sort of blob. And then I'll spray this with and fix it after so it doesn't smudge and stuff like that. But yeah, so just build up shapes. Try to keep... Oh shit, I fucked up a line again. You maybe smudge that one out. So if you really want, go back and take your smudger thing or your finger, depending on the paper. This paper might not work too well with my fingers, but it works with the smudging thing. Yeah, it works with this pretty well. It's smooth paper. It's marker paper, like what I keep saying in previous videos, which I'm not using it as marker paper. But hey, it's still paper. It works for what I need it to do. So yeah, just take your smudger or your finger. Fingers work just as well. Just don't lick your fingers, because then you get charcoal in your mouth, and that's just ugh. Don't eat your art supplies, people. It's like when people do that, it's like, why are you eating things? If you want to eat charcoal out of face, it's just usually it's a twig. So if you want to eat that, then go ahead. But I can't imagine it tastes very good. I really can't. I can't imagine it tastes good at all. But ugh, yeah, no, ugh, that's just making me go blah. That's disgusting. It's like. But enough, at least the autism, it's like certain food textures, I'm like, no, well, it makes me want to, like, blah, I'm not gonna make the noise, because then people will maybe go blah, or it's said among people, say, slow down, Jen, enunciate. I need to slow down. I talk too fast, I know I do. That's why I'm putting captions and things, because sometimes I struggle to understand what I've said, that's a problem. But let's say about instead of somebody's gone and upchucked and it, I know it's like it's just such a good phrase, but it's just something that me, friends, family say. It's like, oh, somebody's upchuck. It's just, you know what it means. But some people are really grossed out of it. Okay, so that's pretty much basic sphere done. Right. So, but we want to add a shadow, which we can do. We got 5B here. Perfect. Hey, I can smell barbecue. Somebody's making a barbecue, which is great because it's quite warm out at the moment. So this is a 5B. I think it goes all the way up to 8B, I think. I've got darker somewhere too. But because we've kind of messed the shadow up here, so shadow is now here rather than like that. So, but it's kind of a little bit. So we will add a shadow. So whatever your darkest part of your sphere is, whatever direction it's going, take the darkest pencil you've got and just kind of slowly just kind of make a line, outline part of it, outline part of your sphere or object that you're doing with your darkest pencil. Right, so then take your darkest pencil and just like that you did with that, then you loosen up, lighten your pressure that you've got, and gradually gradiate your pencil. Now this is going to be a very rough shadow. Because, yeah, let's see. Shadow. Doesn't make any sense. I need to flip this more. Are we still on screen? I don't know. Yeah, we are sort of. I'm trying to be more aware of where my hands and well, where the screen is at. Because sometimes I miss half the screen, which doesn't help. Which does not help a little. Right. So this is a very soft pencil, which I like. I like using this pencil. A grade of pencil, I should say, because it is very soft. And I like that. So yeah. So you've got this circle. Because it's the highlight. It's not here. It's more like this way, right? And we're just doing this very, very rough shadow, just to kind of give it a bit more grounding, to ground my object. And I just check my phone anywhere. But hey, at least it's not dinging at me now like it was. I finally remembered to put it on mute. So yeah, so then you would just build it up. Now you can take your blender or your finger again, like I said, and just kind of blend it out, kind of, so it gradually gets darker when it hits the object, and then gets lighter as it fades away from the object. Simple, you know, I'm not sure what is that. I don't know what that would be. Actually, simple, I would say dynamics, but that's not even the right word either. You know, that really isn't the right word. But yes, so there's a simple circle turned into a sphere. That's what I did. Yay. It's not hard to do. But it's just a pointless video because I did not know what to film. So, and I will probably do this off screen because that's not important. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's it done. And now I am going to do something with color, I think. I want to color something. So I'm going to color a leopard. I've been working on a leopard, so I'll do that. Might not do maybe do a video of it too. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so quick little video, and I'll be back maybe next Sunday if I don't fuck up more other filming like I've been doing in the past. Okay, bye.